What if I told you that Apple is about to completely destroy the budget tech market in a single day? Forget everything you thought you knew about Apple's pricing strategy. Forget the idea that you have to pay over $1,000 to get flagship-level features, OLED displays, and cutting-edge artificial intelligence. We have just received massive, undeniable leaks about the highly anticipated Apple March 2026 event. Apple has already sent out the invitations for what they are calling a special Apple experience on March 4th, happening simultaneously in New York, London, and Shanghai. This is not just another boring spec bump presentation. The 3D Apple logo on the invite, made of vibrant yellow, green, and blue discs, is hinting at something completely different. We are looking at a total restructuring of Apple's most affordable devices. Today, we're diving deep into the official leaks for the iPhone 17e, the mind-blowing iPad Mini 8, and the incredibly cheap but powerful iPad 12th generation. If you're planning to buy an Apple device anytime soon, put your credit card away immediately, because what Apple's about to release will make your current devices feel obsolete overnight. Let's start with the most explosive leak of them all, a phone that is going to give Samsung and Google nightmares for years to come. Enter the iPhone 17e. 4 years. The Say lineup was Apple's awkward middle child. It was the phone you bought if you wanted the Apple ecosystem, but couldn't stomach the flagship price tag. And in return, Apple gave you an outdated design with massive bezels and a home button that belonged in a museum. But the iPhone 17e is entirely different. Apple is finally dropping the Say moniker and aligning their budget phone with the mainline 17 series. Leaks have essentially confirmed that the iPhone 17 East will feature a 6.1-inch OLED Super Retina XDR display. Yes, you heard that right. The budget iPhone is getting old, meaning deep, infinite blacks, vibrant colors, and incredible contrast Rossi. But the biggest shocker, Apple is finally killing the infamous notch on their budget tier. The iPhone 17 East is getting the dynamic island. Just think about that for a second. For a rumored starting price of just $599, you are getting the exact same modern face of the iPhone that people paid $1,000 for just a couple of years ago. When you hold this phone, nobody will know you bought the budget model. It looks like a flagship. It feels like a flagship. But there is a catch. To keep the price down, Apple is reportedly keeping the refresh rate locked at 60 Hz. Now, I know what you were thinking. In 2026, when even the cheapest Android phones have 120 Hz displays, 60 Hz sounds like a crime. But Apple knows their target audience. The average consumer buying a $599 iPhone cares more about the camera, battery life, and overall smoothness of iOS than high refresh rates. And let's be honest, Apple's 60 Hz has always felt smoother than Android's 60 Hz due to their incredibly optimized touch sampling and animations. But the screen is just the beginning. The real magic of the iPhone 17e lies under the hood. This $599 phone is reportedly packing the exact same A19 chip found in the standard iPhone 17, built on a cutting-edge 3nm architecture. This chip is an absolute monster. It brings next-generation dynamic caching, improved memory, bandwidth, and neural accelerators integrated directly into every GPU core. But why does a budget phone need so much power? 2 words: Apple Intelligence. Apple is making sure that no device is left behind in the AI race. The iPhone 17e will feature 8 GB of RAM, specifically to handle on-device machine learning tasks. This means you get the enhanced Siri, intelligent writing tools, custom image generation, and context-aware assistance right out of the box. Imagine getting flagship-level artificial intelligence on a phone that costs less than half the price of an iPhone 17 Pro Max. This alone makes the iPhone 17e an unbelievable value proposition. Now, let's talk about the camera. The iPhone 17 East will retain a single rear camera. But don't let that fool you. This is a massive 48-megapixel fusion camera with an f1.6 aperture. Through Apple's computational photography, this single lens can effectively act as a 2x optical telephoto lens. By cropping into the high-resolution sensor, you are essentially getting 2 lenses in one. Your portraits will look stunning. Your low-light shots will be incredibly clear, and the video recording will remain unmatched in this price bracket. On the front, rumors suggest a jump to an 18-megapixel center stage camera, ensuring you stay perfectly in frame during FaceTime calls. But we need to discuss the biggest gamble Apple is taking with the iPhone 17e. This device will reportedly be the very first iPhone to feature Apple's custom-built in-house 5G modem, known as the C1X chip. For years, Apple has relied heavily on Qualcomm for their cellular modems, paying billions in licensing fees. The 17e is their testing ground for independence. If the C1X modem works flawlessly, delivering lightning-fast 5G speeds and superior battery efficiency, it will be a monumental triumph for Apple. However, if there are signal drops or connectivity issues, it could turn into a public relations disaster. This is exactly why they are testing it on the 17 East before putting it into the Pro models. To round out the phone, leaks confirm the inclusion of a 4005 mAh battery, 20-watt fast charging, and finally, full MagSafe compatibility, opening up the entire world of magnetic accessories to the budget market. Coming in sleek colors like black, white, and a new premium purple, the iPhone 17e is destined to be the best-selling smartphone of 2026. But as exciting as the iPhone 17e is, the device that has the tech community truly buzzing is the iPad Mini 8. For years, the iPad Mini has had a cult following. It's the perfect size for reading, gaming, and taking notes on the go. However, the last iteration suffered from the dreaded jelly scroll effect on its LCD screen, leaving many users frustrated. Well, Apple has heard the complaints, and they are preparing what can only be described as the biggest leap in the iPad Mini's history. The iPad Mini 8 is going OLED Display. Analysts have confirmed that Apple is bringing a stunning 8.5 to 8.7-inch OLED panel to their smallest tablet. Because of flexible OLED technology, they are able to shrink the bezels even further, giving you a slightly larger screen without increasing the physical footprint of the device. The inclusion of OLED completely changes the game. Whether you're watching HDR movies in bed, editing high-resolution photos on an airplane, or reading a graphic novel, the visuals will be breathtakingly crisp. The colors will pop, the blacks will be as dark as the bezel itself, and the battery life will see a massive improvement because OLED pixels can completely turn off when displaying black. If the OLED screen wasn't enough to convince you, the internal specs certainly will. Early code leaks from Apple's own servers indicate that the iPad Mini 8 is skipping the standard chips entirely and jumping straight to the A19 Pro or potentially even the heavily rumored A20 Pro chip. This is the exact same silicon expected in high-end iPhone